Hi there, everybody. It is me, Taylor, aka the Skanky Gal, and I am back today. This could be, I guess, classified as a yarn vlog. I'm not really 100% sure, but it is definitely it's gonna be a whole episode dedicated to the DFW Fiber Fest. I'm super excited. So in today's lovely little yarn vlog episode, we will be divulging into all of the wonderful things I saw at Fiber Fest, people I met at Fiber Fest, and just the lovely things I bought. So before we get started, I'm gonna let you guys have a nice little montage of videos and photos of crap I saw and people I met. Well, more so people my mom met. There's a couple people that we met that honestly, I knew about their yarn, but I had no clue who they were. And it was, for me, the most entertaining encounter. Yeah, I'll talk about that in just a minute. So anyway, sit back, relax, let's get into today's episode. But before we get started, enjoy this nice little video of everything I saw. To the Fiber Fest! Woohoo! Here we go. My mother's driving didn't kill me on the way here.
Shut your ass.
We got close a couple times to death.
Shut your ass.
I recommend staying in this lane right here.
Shut your ass.
But we're going to Fiber Fest! Woohoo! I saw. It was a good time. It was a good time. It was such a good time. I had so much fun. My mom had a blast. That was actually both of our first time going to Fiber Fest, and we really and truly did have a fantastic time. And I could totally see why some people, when they go all weekend. I get it. If I were to ever go all weekend, I'm gonna need a few $1,000s to save up to buy yarn, and that yarn should last me for at least the rest of the year. Like not the rest of the year this year. I mean, from like year to year. Only buy yarn at the Fiber Fest. That way I'm stocked up. Yeah, no, I really shouldn't actually do that though. Because of my local yarn stores that I love so much, they wouldn't get to see my ever so lovely face. But yeah, so y'all got to see all the lovely things I saw. let's just go ahead and dive into what I bought, because why not? You know? I don't know, hang on, I'm thirsty. Just lie back. Okay, yeah, that's good. So, I don't even know where to begin, and I keep saying that's fine. I'm okay with it. Like I've told y'all before, if you have seen good old How I Met Your Mother, then you know about the Robin Scherbatsky, but that's gonna be me. But of the yarn world. So yeah. Where do I begin? Y'all saw all the stuff, told you about all the stuff. Now we're just gonna, I guess, let's go into some of my yarn. Let's start with that, because then I can open the story that I want to tell y'all about meeting Max and Vincent. I didn't know who Max and Vincent were. I've heard of their yarn. Didn't know who they were. My mom's like, you don't watch their podcast? And I'm like, no. My favorite podcasters are like Wool Needles Hands. I love Taylor. It's not just a bias thing because of our names. I just like her in general because she just kind of says it how it is, and this is that, and this is this, and the end. So I like her. I watch a lot of Kutova Kika. If I can move to Finland, that woman makes me want to move to Finland. I want to move there and just hide in the woods forever. So I watch a lot of her. I watch a lot of Wool Needles Hands. I watch a lot of Young Folk Knits, and then I watch Tiffany Lou, a lot of her, just because her voice is so soothing to listen to. So there are a handful of other people that I kind of keep up with that my mom has recommended, but I've not watched Max and Vincent, but I have heard of their yarn. So when me and my mom were at Fiber Fest, one of really the only, like, only person that carried it at Fiber Fest was a lovely little yarn store based out of Montgomery, Texas. They were at Fiber Fest, and it's called the Modern Skein. I almost said the Modern Salon. Oh God, I'm a hairstylist. My brain went in hairstylist mode, but it's called the Modern Skein, and she's based out of Montgomery, Texas. I honestly forget her name. I could get on Instagram and look, and I'll probably put a little blurb down here that says her name. But she was carrying the yarn, and I'm sitting there touching this yarn, and I'm just falling in love with it. And then I tell this nice woman, I'll be back if I can't stop thinking about this yarn. And it's the yarn that Max and Vincent just released. And I just was like, oh my God, yeah, let's walk around. It's a giant freaking convention center. Let's just walk around. If I can't stop thinking about this damn yarn, we will come back. Well, I couldn't stop thinking about that damn yarn, and we went back. But before we went back, we ran into Max and Vincent, and my mom, God bless her, she's so freaking precious. She fangirled so hard in the cutest way, and I stood there staring at her like this. And then I'm like locking eyes with Vincent, and he's like locking eyes with me. And then we're both looking at my mom, and then we're both looking at each other, and we're both looking at my mom. And we're both looking at each other, and I'm just like, Ma. Like, she was just over the moon to meet them, and they were so gracious and so sweet to her, because she was like, ah! She was so excited. It was so cute. I told my husband, I was like, yep, Mom can't meet famous people, she squeals. Oh, she was so excited. But they were, Max and Vince were both so gracious and so sweet. And as you saw in the little video, they definitely took a picture with her without issue. They just sat there just chit-chatting for probably a couple of minutes. It wasn't anything really long, because we kind of like ran into them while they were talking to somebody else, and it's like a colliding of people. So yeah, we got to sit there and talk with them for a minute. They were really sweet. And of course she starts telling them all about how I hate crocheting granny squares and washcloths, and that I wasn't going to knit them either. She's like, she's new to knitting. She hasn't been knitting very long. I'm coming up on a year now of knitting. I've just not completed anything yet. I'm getting so close to one project that I've been knitting forever. But I'm this close to finishing it, so I am quite proud of myself. But she was telling them all about how, like, I don't like practicing on granny squares or washcloths, and I just straight up, because I don't have a filter. I don't have a filter. When you meet me, what you see is what you get. There's really no hiding anything with me. So I'm sitting there talking to Max. He's a nice man. And I'm like, she's not wrong. I refuse. I was like, I am a novice knitter. I was like, but I'm very ambitious. I was like, so when I start something, just like with crocheting, I rather make something that I want than not. And he was like, no, I totally agree. I go, and this woman over here is constantly pressuring me into making granny squares and washcloths. And to be quite frank, I get fucking bored of them. I told him that just like that. My mom's like at me. And I look over and Vincent's like, I'm like, oh, y'all are these sweet Canadians. Y'all probably don't say the F word. Welcome to Texas. Then I'm like, shut. But it just comes out. That's just who I am. But I told him, I was like, I get bored. I don't want to ever make squares. Like, no, thank you. That's not for me. I even told him, I was like, I recently made a granny square, like little tank situation that I crocheted. I was like, I didn't get to finish it to wear it today. I was super hopeful, but I miscounted how many squares I needed. So I'm too short. So I have to finish them. And I'm in the process of kind of stitching everybody together now. So yeah, anyway, let me show you what I got from the Modern Skein. They were lovely. They were wonderful. They took it, like, the boys. They took a picture with my mom. They were so kind to her. They were nice to me. We ran into them several different parts of the Fiber Fest. Because, I mean, it's a Fiber Fest. It's only so big for you to hide from people. So, but we ran into them in a couple different places. And then we went back because I couldn't stop thinking about that yarn. So we go back to the Modern Skeins booth. And I'm like, I have to have this yarn. I have to have this yarn. My mom goes, you know that's their yarn, right? I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, that's their yarn. I go, who? Whose yarn? She's like, the boys. What boys? She's like, Max and Vincent, Taylor. I was like, this is their yarn? No. I didn't know that was their yarn. I've seen it on Instagram forever. I've always wanted to like see it in person, and I'm really happy I got to. But I didn't know. I had no clue that was their yarn at all. And my mom's like, yes. Nice, I'm so giddy. Like, I watched their podcast, but this is their yarn. And I was like, which also, too, if those of you who didn't know, my mom had me look it up. She's like, what does Le Cresson mean? And I was like, I can look it up. Hang on. It literally means the boys. I thought that was so cute because they're the boys. And they're precious. And they're nice. And they're sweet. So, yeah. Let me show you what I got from them. See? The Modern Skein. Not Modern Salon, okay? That's a completely different realm of, yeah, that's hair. This is yarn, completely different. So, their line called, it's called Fluff. Look at that. And it is like, oh my God. And it doesn't look on video like it's gonna be, it almost looks like it's felty. So it looks like it would be itchy and stiff. It is, ready? It is lighter than air. Lighter than air. And it's not scratchy. It's not itchy. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So the woman who owns the Modern Skein, she was actually wearing Max's sample knit of the bumpy cardigan that he made. Which I'm going to make this out of the bumpy cardigan. She was wearing a full length one, and she said it took 5 skeins. And it was like a size large or something. And I was like, I don't want a full length. I'm not a big full length person. So I think I'm going to make it not fully like a crop, but like right at the belt line kind of cropped sweater. Cardigan. Yeah, they're cardigans, not sweaters, Taylor. But I'm going to make it out of this. And to those of you who aren't familiar with the bumpy cardigan, it's like, it's made solid out of this completely. Because this is a DK weight, sport weight. It says it right there. It's a sport weight, so you can use it on its own without holding it together with something. And it works up beautifully. And in the bumpy sweater, I gotta go calling it a sweater, Taylor. It's a cardigan. Sweaters you pull over your head. Cardigans you card again. Oh my God. Anyway, the bumpy cardigan, it is solid out of this, and then it has like these stripes in it. I'll insert a photo. There, here. I don't know. I'll put a photo in so you can see it. So I'm going to do a shorter version of it with this. And oh my God, this is called Goldenrod. And I am a sucker for these kind of colors. Like those rich, earthy, fall tone colors. That's really like, I think I'm wearing the same shirt I'm wearing in the video before this that I've yet to edit and post. This one will get edited and posted before the other one. So the timeline will be, which is why I don't, when I introduce myself at the beginning of the video, I don't say what episode we're on. I just don't, because you never know when I'm going to edit it and post it. This one will probably get edited and posted tonight. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh dear God. Caffeinate some more, Taylor. That'll really help your train of thought. I had to be up at a decent time. My baby had his 1.5-year appointment today, and they had to give him a vaccination and do some blood work, and he was just volatile. So he's sleeping right now. Anyway, this is amazing. This is amazing. I can't even. If y'all could smell through a camera, I'd be like, here, sniff, 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 sniff it. You would understand. Those of you who are big yarn people, you would understand. But this is a sport weight. It is 219 yards or 50 grams. It is 55% baby alpaca, 18% fine merino wool, 17% mulberry silk, 10% yak, 100% dreamy. Shit you not, it says it right there. 100% dreamy. Golden rod. Golden rod. The rods of gold, the golds of rod. The rods are golden, golden rod. Look at that label though. They really put some good time and effort into making this look and be what it is. Like they know what they're doing. So let me kind of show you the thickness of each of these. Like you can see, that's a good strand of fluff. Isn't that beautiful? I got 3 of them, but she used 5 to make hers, and I already have a sport weight because I was gonna either do green and gray stripes in it. I think I'm gonna do both still. I might just do like a really pretty soft, not super dark charcoal gray, like a medium charcoal gray mixed in with it. But they also make like a really dark charcoal gray, almost black, that I'm like, I think I need that too. So these ran for $26 a hank, by the way. And they were $26 well spent in my book. A piece. It feels like a teddy bear. I can't wait to make something out of this, you guys. Me and my mom circled through that auditorium like at least one. We went halfway through it one time, then we had to go find some yarn. Oh, she didn't bring me my other yarn. I bought some other yarn from a company called Mustache Yarn, and it's a sock yarn, and it's called Sedated. If I can find a picture, I'll insert it. If I can't, I'll throw it in a video, or you can see it on my Instagram. But I also bought that while I was there. Anyway, my mom rushed me. When we first got in, we were like, okay, let's kind of do the perimeter and then go up and down the aisles, because that's how it was. It wasn't aisles like this. It was aisles like this. So I was like, let's circle the perimeter and then go up and down. She's like, okay, great. My mother could not settle herself over being so worried that Mustache Yarn was going to be sold out of its dark side yarn that we walked in, we went this way and got about right here. And she's like, we just have to go find it. And like booked it to where it was supposed to be. And I was just like, so anyway, I bought some yarn from them. It is beautiful. Hopefully I can put this back. Hopefully I can get a photo of it on here so you guys can at least see it. Sorry, you can't see it in person, but it is a gorgeous sock yarn, and it actually makes me want to make socks. Very impressed with that, because my Harry Potter socks aren't really Harry Potter socking. They're just sad. I gotta redo them. I gotta take it all apart and do it again. But one of the other lovely, is this the right one? Yes, Suburban Stitches. Suburban Stitcher, that's what it's called. I don't know where they're from. Did she put it in here? Nope. They gave me a business card. I know they did. I don't know where they're from. That's annoying. But I stopped at another booth called the Suburban Stitcher, and this is the beautiful bag. I don't like pink. Y'all know this. I don't like pink. But I thought this bag was so much fun. I'm like, okay, it's blue. It's pink. It's opal. It's great. And this just made me so happy. Like, so happy. I don't know if they're based out of Texas or not. This could just be for the Fiber Fest. I have no clue. I'll do some more research and I'll put a little, blurb again down here. Yes, they're from Texas. They're from this area. Or no, they're from this state. Anyway, they had the prettiest yarn. They had such a cute little booth. They were very friendly. It was a husband and wife. That is one thing I will say, by the way. The significant others that went to Fiber Fest to support their husbands, wives, partners, girlfriends, boyfriends. There was only a handful of spouses or significant others that were not really present. They were mostly sitting at tables playing on their phones, and you could tell that they were really not wanting to be there, but they were pacifying their significant other. But the ones who were there, I've never in my life, especially men, especially Texas men, I'm talking, there were some boys in there who you could tell were like them good old boys. Jeans, boots, ball cap, t-shirt with some kind of 2A slang humor on it. And I'm just like, what, baby girl, are you lost? But they're like falling behind their wives. This one woman brings up this yarn. Okay, let's just use this, pretend. She's like showing her husband, she's like, feel this, it's not this, it was a different yarn. She's like, feel it, honey, feel it, feel that, feel it. He's like, oh, that's nice. But that other one you had was way squishier and way soft. You need to get that one. I mean, this is a really good color, but you have one that's kind of this color at home already, but this isn't as soft as that other one you were holding. And I'm just like staring at this man in absolute awe. And he's not the only one. I look over and another guy is like holding all this yarn for his wife. He's like, ooh, pick up that one. Is that one soft? Does it look, yeah? Do you want to get that one too then? And I'm just like, oh my God. And there were a lot of typical men in there doing that. And it was so funny. So like actually helping their spouses with yarn. And it had me absolutely tickled. And I'm like, the support some of these people are getting from their significant others was hysterical. Was absolutely hysterical. And I loved every moment of it. So anyway, back to what I was saying about the Suburban Stitcher. Their husband and wife duo, which I noticed a good chunk, not a lot, but a good chunk of the dyers who were there, their spouses were there and they help run the business and they're super supportive and super informative and very helpful. The woman who runs the Suburban Stitcher, her husband was like doing all the checkout stuff. She was doing more of the informative part, like, yeah, that yarn, blah, 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 this yarn, da. Well, we also they had a sale section, which I thought was so cool. She's like, if you go over there on that bottom, that's all like 25% off or something, 20% off. She was super nice. But when I went to go check out, her husband's like, do you have an Instagram? I was like, you should give us a follow. Gives me her business card, gives me this nice bag. He's like, that's a really nice yarn you picked out. I was like, thank you. And his wife was like, I know, right? I thought it was really pretty too. And she said she's going to make a tank with it. So I am. So let me show you. And this is their yarn, by the way, which I didn't know what to expect whenever I was going into DFW Fiber Fest. I think I just expected a bunch of yarn stores to be there with brands that you can't really get anywhere else, like from certain stores, or like Madeline Tosh was there and they had a pretty good selection. They really did. But I noticed everyone who had their own like little booth in their own store, they dyed all their own yarn. So I got to buy their yarn, which made me even happier than buying a bigger brand yarn, which I did buy a couple of big brand yarns. And I was super grateful and super excited about that. But most of these booths, like the Suburban Stitcher, sold their yarn that they dyed themselves. And they would like educate you on how it goes and how it works. And I'm just like, this is not what I didn't know what to expect really, but it wasn't what I was expecting in full. I was expecting more name brand stuff that would be nice to see in person, as opposed to just, oh, I can only order this online. I can finally touch it now and look at it and then order it. There were some stores that did do that and that did have that. But a lot of them were yarn stores that brought their own yarn. And I loved that. So one of my favorite stores to go to, other than the McKinney Knittery, which I talk about a lot because that is truly one of my favorite stores. Excuse me. I love West 7th Wool. I love Amy and her husband Hunter, who run the store. They have the nicest employees. Like, I really do like them. And so they were there and they had a bigger booth. Super excited to see them. They had all of their own yarn there. All of it. Every single bit of yarn that was there was something that they dyed themselves. And I was just like, oh, this is what Fiber Fest is about. It's about supporting small businesses and their product. And it made me immensely happy. So, anyway, I went off on a little bit of a ramble. Suburban Stitcher. They had a whole line of tweeds. And this is their tweed DK. Do you see? And it's called Cadet. The name is Cadet. And it makes me think of something out of the Navy. Because it's a navy color. And look at my red hair. Yeah, right? I held it up. Because I didn't even know the woman who worked there. I was like, I need a mirror. Maybe I should use my phone. But I literally held it up like this. I go, does this look okay with my skin tone? Or my hair? And she was like, oh, that actually looks really nice on you. So I pulled my phone. I'm looking. I'm like, it does. Thank you. Because I'm weird, okay? And I have no normal social cues. But look at that. So I learned that the tweed is made with something called NEP. And when they go to dye the fibers, the NEP does not take the dye with the acidic bonding. So it stays the color that you see. I learned so much. But this stuff is so soft. It is 85% superwash merino and 15% dongle NEP. It is 231 yards, 100 grams. It's one of the Suburban Stitchers originals. And I love it. I got 2. I think I can make a tank out of 1, but I bought 2 just to be on the safe side because I kind of want to make a tank kind of like this, but not so fitty, a little bit more loose, especially like from the bust down, just a little bit looser. Jonna from Kim and Jonna, she had one on. She came to the Fiber Fest that Friday because it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. She came that Friday. I went that Saturday, so I didn't get to meet her or anything. But she was wearing the prettiest black knit tank. And I was like, ooh, I need to go to her Instagram and see if she tagged who made that so I can get the pattern because I want to make that, but in this color. And then I was thinking, what if I made like a really cute like tee? That's more than enough to make a tee. Yeah, it's a DK weight. It is beautiful. It is squishy. It is soft. I bought 2. I was super excited about it. I was very impressed. And these ones, I want to say these were $20 a hank. I honestly can't remember. She didn't have the prices on them. It was on these really cute like little display things. That's something else I really appreciated from everybody at Fiber Fest is the way that they had their prices. They had them like the prices on a price menu, but displayed so pretty. So I know I just mentioned West 7th Wool and how they were there and how they had their own line there. I got 2 hanks of their DK weight, and I got it in the color Paper Moon. It's like, it doesn't look, you can't tell, but it's actually pretty, it's like a greenish gray. It just looks gray on here. It kind of matches my, you can tell I have a color palette that I really like to stick to. But it's a good size, and it's so soft. Like, it is so soft. This one is 85% superwash extra fine merino wool and 15% nylon. So I think I'm gonna make another little tank out of this, possibly a little t-shirt situation. We'll see. I'm really into this kind of wear because I can throw cardigans over them and pair them with jeans and like my Vans or my closed-toed Birkenstocks, things like that. So I got 2 of these from West 7th Wool. I love them over there. If you are in the DFW area, you really should just take a stop by West 7th Wool. Hunter and Amy are lovely. They really are. And Hunter is like so nice to my mom because she goes in there for her sock yarn all the time. And he helps her out with her socks because apparently he's like the sock king of the DFW. And him and her were just sitting there just chatting it up. forever. He's like, how did that pattern work out for you? Did you do da-da-da-da-da? Like I told you, totally remember my mom. Like, their customer service is phenomenal. And then Amy was like, oh, it's so good to see you again. Because I've gone in there like 3 times. Not enough for her to fully remember me, but she does. And it's those little personal touches with smaller businesses that really make a big difference. So if you're in the DFW, I highly, highly, highly recommend stopping by West 7th Bowl and chatting it up with Hunter and Amy and seeing what cool stuff you might find. You never know. It might be some of their own house-dyed wonderful yarn. It is so pretty. So that's what I got from them. Where else? I showed you the stuff from the Modern Skein, which I have to get a Swift. My mom has one. I really need to finish the current projects that I have going before I divulge into anything else. I must stay, but I don't, okay? I just don't. So, oh, this lady. Okay, so they are from, she said Arkansas. I might be wrong. She's gonna come after me if I'm wrong, but it's called the Whimsical You. Yeah, Arkansas. It's the Whimsical You. They're from Sherwood, Arkansas. Her name was Rachel. She was lovely. I told her I would remember her name forever because that's my aunt's name. But her name was Rachel. She was just so nice. Me and my mom stood there talking with her and her husband for a while, and she was just simply talking to me about different yarns that she dyes. And a lot of dyers this year and a lot of vendors this year did not have chunky yarn. And I understand why. It's because it's Texas. Like, we're at a very weird point with our climate, and it's like obscenely hot, and then it's abnormally hot longer now, which sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. So it's like, so none of them really brought their chunky yarns because they brought all their smaller yarns like DK, sock weight, fingering, some sport, things like that, but there was very few worsted, very few chunky things like that. And I was just like, shit, I really wanted some of that, but no one really, there's only a handful of dyers that brought some. But Rachel from the Whimsical You was one of them, and she had this chunky yarn that I was like, she had it in black with rainbow, she had it in white with rainbow, and she had the rainbow one with white worked up, and she was working on the black with rainbow herself. So she let me look at both of them, and I'm in desperate need of a new chunky hat. I have one. I have to find it and like show y'all a picture of it. I get compliments on it everywhere I go, and it's not like the fanciest yarn, it's not the fanciest hat, it's a super easy hat that I crocheted up, and I plan on crocheting this one. I might actually knit this into a hat. I told her I think I was gonna knit it because I'm an ambitious gal and I can do it. Okay, I can do it. But this one's called Cotton Candy. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? You think, oh God, Taylor, you said you don't like bright. I don't like bright. But when this was worked up, the bits of color and how it's just gently scattered throughout the whole thing, I was like, I can do that. I can do some of that vibrancy, that really pretty. Oh, other way. Hang on. Let me grab this side. There we go. I can do some of that really pretty, I don't know, colors without it being too color, because that's bright neon rainbow. But it's called Cotton Candy. It is going to be a single ply, super bulky white yarn. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. There's 76 yards in this hank, or 100 grams. And I bought 2 just to be on the safe side. And I said, well, hell, if I got extra left over, I can either make another hat, depending on how much I have left over, or I can make a really cute pom-pom. I like a big pom-pom for some hats. Not like I'm gonna get to wear a hat too much in Texas's sad version of winter. Don't focus on me, focus on the yarn. Thank you. But we'll see. But it's really pretty. I'm super excited about that. She was super nice. Hopefully she'll be back again next year and I can see what other good things she's got. And this is so soft. Like, everything I bought, I'm just like, is it itchy? Is it itchy? No, this feels great. That's literally how I was with everything. So I got that from her. I met a wonderful woman and her husband. They are from Hill Country Wool. That's the name of their shop down in the Austin area. First off, they gave me this cute bag with my purchase. Probably because I bought their store. Almost. I spent enough money in one booth that I was like, well, there goes all of my yarn money. Mind you, I don't think that they had their own dyed yarn. I might be incorrect. I'm pretty sure I'm incorrect. I just didn't look. I got distracted with one thing. McKinney Knittery wasn't able to be there, and I was kind of hoping they were, because they had some of the plucky knitter I wanted to get, and then they had some Lobby Anime I wanted to look through, because y'all have seen in my videos before, I love the Lobby Anime yarn. I think Amy's stuff is absolutely gorgeous. I really do, and I've been dying to get my hands on some pink fetty. So me and my mom are walking around, and we're passing down this one aisle, and they're on the end on a corner lot, and I look at my mom, and I'm like, ooh, they have Lobby Anime at this store. I was like, I want to go see this vendor real quick. She's like, okay, and I'm just looking, just looking. I'm looking, and then I'm like scanning like this down this little display tower, and my eyes meet it, and I went, no. My mom goes, what? I go, no, there is no way. Because a couple months back, when I went to McKinney Knittery, they didn't have the pink fetty in Lobby Anime, like, at all. I was bummed. I mostly want it in the chunky so I can make a full cardigan of it. And no, I'm not a freaking pink girl, but damn it, I told y'all I can't get this crap out of my head. So, we're sitting there. And my mom's like, what are you knowing? What do you know? I was like, no. And she's like, Taylor, what? I'm like, would you just hang on? I picked the hank out of the thing. I turn around, I look at it. I squealed so freaking loud, it actually echoed through the entire Irving Convention Center. You would have thought I was, I don't know, a freaking 14-year-old girl at a 5 Seconds of Summer concert. Like, I lost my damn mind. I screamed so loud and I squealed so loud because look what I got. It's the pink Betty. And I'm so giddy. And it's not the chunky weight that I wanted, but I didn't care just to see this in person and feel this and look at it and look at the subtle, like, look at those subtle bits of neons that are in there. Like, I'm telling you right now, Amy knows what she's doing. I think I should be pronouncing her name correctly. I think it's Amy is how you say her name, but I'm American, so it's Amy. Okay, sorry, don't mean to be disrespectful, but she knows what she's doing when it comes to dyes. Like, the woman knows her shit. Look at that. It is like the softest yet peachy, the perfect peachy pink, but yet so soft, almost like ballerina pink. And look, just look. And no, I'm not gonna make a tank out of this. No, I'm not gonna make a cardigan out of it because I really want the chunky one to make a cardigan. So yes, I am gonna make a cardigan out of this. I got 2 of these. Let's start with that. I got 2. Sorry, that was Amazon. Dropping off a package. And my dog's freaked out, but it's fine. They're good guard dogs. I don't even know what I was saying. I got distracted. I jumped up to make them stop. Because like I said, my kid's sleeping. I was like, he doesn't really wake up too much when they bark, but the dude needs a good nap. So I kind of like jumped up to make them shh. Anyway. I don't know what I was saying about this stuff. It is, oh my God. Those of you who are big yarn nerds, my mom used to tell me all the time, you don't understand the smell until you smell good 100% wool yarn. It smells so good and it is so soft. I remember what I was saying now. So I don't want to make a cardigan out of this. I do want to make a cardigan out of the chunky. I will eventually get my hands on some. I might have to, I think I can order it directly from Lobby Anime's website, which is something that I just might have to do, and I'm okay with that. I just would like to see it in person first, but I fell so heavily in love with this crap that I was like, I have to have that. I'm gonna have to hold it together, and I'm okay with that, because these, I think, are a Hill Country Weavers, not Hill Country Wool. I don't know why I said Hill Country Wool. It's Hill Country Weavers. It's a Cashmerino is the name of this line. I want to say it's a sport weight. I'm probably wrong. I could look it up but I don't want it right now. Hang on, a plane's going overhead. Wasn't as loud as I thought it was gonna be. Usually they fly so low that like my windows in my house rattle. I'm just like, gee, thanks guys, thanks. It's not, it might be a sock weight. I don't know, it's small. That's one thing I didn't like about some of the labels on this is it doesn't say what the weight is, and it drives me crazy because I'm like, what is this weight? What is this used for? So I have to get online and look it up. But anyway, I'm gonna hold this together because I also got some of the Corey worsted from Lobby Anime, and this is in the color Bone. So here, let me show you. Oh no, it's coming undone. Wait, I'm coming undone. Sorry. So it's a good worsted weight. So I feel like if I hold two of these together, it'll equate to this density. But I got this, and it's not itchy. So I got 3 of these. Again, I'm gonna make a crop cardigan because I'm the queen of cropped cardigans. But I like that good like belt line kind of cardigan. And I don't know if I'm gonna make it like a bell sleeve. I have no clue. But, so I got 3 of these. I got 2 of these, so I'm gonna hold it together. I'm gonna make the cardigan mostly out of this with stripes of this. Like, doesn't that look beautiful together? It is so pretty. Why can I not get my, there we go, my left from the right. It looks great together. Like, it really does. And because I'm not a super bright person, the thought of mixing this beautiful taupe kind of gray color with this soft pink with like the bright bits in it, you'll see. Even if you're like, Taylor, you'll see. Just trust me, you'll see. Have I got a pattern picked out? No. Can I still read patterns? No, I still can't read patterns. I'll figure it out though. There are lots of YouTube tutorials. I will figure something out. But I'm super excited for this. So I got too caught up and too giddy about the Lobby Anime yarn that I didn't even look at any of the other yarns that nice booth had. They probably did have some of their own yarn, but I didn't gander. I didn't gander at all. So let me give you the nice little detail. Oh God, that squish. Anyway, let me give you the nice details on the Cashmerino. It is 474 yards or 100 grams. 75% superwash merino, 15% cashmere, 10% nylon in the colorway Pink Fetty, which has been out for, God, some time now, but it's been very hard to find in store. But you could find it on her website, but I wanted to see it more so in person before I purchased some of it. And now that I know what it looks like, probably the next month or so, I will order some of the chunkier ones. And then the Corey worsted. It is, y'all don't judge me if I can't pronounce things correctly, 75% Falkland Corriedale and 25% Gotland wool. I'm gonna have to look up what Corriedale is, and I'll put a little blurb that says Gotland is a goat or a sheep or a Gotland. I think it's a sheep. I think Gotland is a type of sheep. I don't know. But I'll look it up. I meant Corriedale, not Gotland. Oh God. I meant to say that I'll put a blurb as to what Corriedale is. I know a Gotland, it's Gotland wool, I'm not stupid. But clearly I am slightly stupid. There's 250 yards in this and approximately 100 grams. And the rest of the label is in French. It's fine. But I'm super excited to make a little something out of this. I'm super excited to put these, God. Maybe if I have enough of this left over, I can make a pair of socks. We'll see. But I'm excited. It's mostly gonna be this with like, I don't know if I'm gonna do like little pinstripes of the Pink Fetty, like real thin, tiny, almost like another bumpy cardigan. I might do that. I might make another bumpy cardigan, just 2 of them. I haven't decided, but if I have enough, I could do like a ribbing. I'm just throwing things on the floor. I might do a ribbing here and then like cuffs. We'll see. We'll see. I kind of want to just sleep with this though. I kind of want to make it my wubby and just, because because I've wanted this for so long, and like this color that I was completely okay with. Because I even asked her, I was like, do you have it in the Corey? And she's like, no, she doesn't make it in the Corey. And I'm like, shit, am I stupid? And she doesn't make it in the Corey. I know she makes it in a chunkier line. I'm gonna have to get on her website and look and see. But I am super, 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 super excited about this. Let me sniff this one. Not as woolly smelling as this. So that makes me wonder what the hell a Corriedale is. I'll look it up. I'll figure it out. But I'm going to put this back in there. Ooh, I know it just showed up from Amazon. It's my cedar wood chips because I'm paranoid. I have a lot of wool now, you guys. And a lot of like, I don't know, alpaca and cashmere and all that crap that I'm scared. Scared something bad's going to happen to it. Terrified. So, yeah, is that everything I bought? It is, because I had 2 in that bag, those and that, and then my mom has my socks. Well, my sock yarn. And the main reason why she has it is because I was like, no, I'm not going to make socks. I hate making socks. But then I kept thinking about it. I was like, Mom, I need you to break those up into 2 little cakes for me and put on your Swift. Please and thank you. So, yeah. She's gonna do that for me, and then I will start to make me some socks, but I'll definitely at least post a picture. Like I said, he'll be back. But I'll post a picture of the yarn, and it's from Mustache Yarn. And I thought it was like mustache. Yes, I'm that millennial. I thought it was like mustache yarn. No, it's must stash. Like you must stash all of your yarn. And I was like, that's funny. And they really did have some of the coolest yarn. Me and the woman who owns it, it's like a family ordeal with like her kids were there, her husband was there. I want to say like her sister or her mom or her aunt, somebody who was not a child but a relative was there, and we were just like talking. She was super cool because I was giddy over their whole Star Wars collection and all the different names. And then I don't know who it was who was standing beside her like, we need to figure out another like realm of things. I go, Harry Potter. And she was like, oh, I forget all about Harry Potter. How do you forget about Harry Potter? Lord of the Rings. Come on, girl. Because they were talking about doing Star Trek. And I was like, no, don't do that. And they're like, why? I go, Star Wars is better. I'm not a Trekkie. Star Wars geek. So I told them they need to do a Lord of the Rings and a Harry Potter one next. And they were like, that's such a good idea. But they had their Pink Floyd, the Dark Side of the Moon. They had that. So my mom got her Dark Side yarn. I got the Sedated yarn. Which again, looking at it, it's like this like soft gray. Like not quite so green. It's more purple based. And it's really soft. And it has like all this neon in it. I was just staring at it. I was like, oh, Sedated, that looks cool. And then I look over to the side, I'm looking at some other yarn, and she has it like a swatch of it right there. So you know when we were kids and the TV would go fuzzy, I know some of y'all are too young to know what that is. Your internet just disconnects and it shows no connection on your TV as opposed to the static. So the static is kind of what it looks like. And you know, like that static would kind of have like soft little rainbows of color in it. That's what that yarn looks like. It's gonna make the coolest socks ever. And I'm super excited. I thought about making it into like a tank. That would be really cool. All about tanks these days. I should really finish my tank from Kotova Kika. I feel like I've been on Tank Island. I thought it was gonna like kind of come up like how this one kind of comes up and then be straight and then have straps. It is completely straight. And then it has straps. So I thought I was closer to being done with it than what I am, and I still have a very long way to go. And I'm just like, crap. It's fine. It's all in the process, right? So that's why it's called slow fashion. But yeah, DFW Fiber Fest was nice. I can't wait for next year. I really can't wait for next year. Hopefully it goes well and I can go back again next year. Fingers are crossed. Super excited. So yeah. I have a lot of projects now, and I have several things for this winter that I'll be working on, because I know I said I'm going to do winter projects in the summer and summer projects in the winter. I just work on projects as I want to. The end. I just make stuff. Well, it never gets -2 in Texas, but you know, we're sissies when it comes to cold. So yeah, is it 27 degrees out and I'm freezing half to death? And I'm Oh, I've got to quit yawning. And I'm over here knitting up a tank top. You bet your sweet fanny I am. So, yeah. It'll be fine. I've got some really cool stuff to work on. That's why I was super excited to kind of get a thicker kind of yarn. What did I say these were? DK? Yeah, these are DK. This one's Sport. Nope, this is DK. Yeah, these are both DK. So these will be a little bit of a thicker kind of yarn to make a couple of tanks out of, which I figured would be really good winter time tanks because they'll have a little bit of thickness to them. So they should be a little bit warmer. And they're also, you know, wool, where I feel like everybody else for summer makes cotton tanks or cotton blend tanks, bamboo tanks, things like that. But yeah. That one wasn't that low either. I mean, one time y'all are gonna hear it when they're coming through, cruising. Every window in this house will just rattle. I'm just like, so yeah, that's really, that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and, I need to go put all this away and I need to go outside and get my cedar chips so I can put them in my yarn cabinet now. Because I got a lot of yarn in there that I really need to start working with. Yet to do so. But yes, that's it. That's all I've got for y'all. I'm gonna go put all this up and finish a tank top so I can start my next project, which should probably also be finishing that Eden sweater that I've been working on for 20 years as well. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So that's the end of this. This is me signing off, and I will see y'all next time.